Hello there everyone, my name is Clink and welcome to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DXHD. It's a bit of a mouthful of a title. This is essentially the PC port for Link's Awakening that has apparently been out as of recording this for about 11 days. And then no one knew about it until yesterday, which as of right now is December 13th. I've played you know, as you can see, I've played a little bit into the game just to see how it works and some of the changes. I've played a lot of this game, so I haven't played the whole port yet, and I will probably finish it before I finish this Let's Play, but as you can see, the start menu looks a little different. You have 4 file slots, so you can just go ahead and make your name and jump right in. What a relief. I thought you'd never wake up. You were tossing and turning. What? Zelda? No, my name's Marin. You must still be feeling a little woozy. You were on Koholint Island. Follow the lane south to reach the beach where I found you. Since you washed ashore, lots of nasty monsters have been in the area, so be careful, okay? So, you'll probably notice that, one, the house we're in is quite small, and in fact, there's actually something I want to look at in... Okay, now I'd rather have the smooth camera on. Okay, so you'll notice the UI looks quite different. We have our rupee count in the top right, our heart count in the top left. To my knowledge, the heart count still only goes to 14. This is pretty much a one-to-one recreation of Link's Awakening on to run on a PC. This is not a decompilation like Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time have had. This is just kind of recreated. You don't need to provide the original ROM and recompile the code. As of right now, you can just download this on itch.io, which, who knows if it'll still be there by the time this goes up, so... Well, Clink, you finally snapped out of it. Name's Terran. Hope you're feeling better. What? How did I know your name? You think it's weird, eh? Well, I saw it on the back of the shield. There we go. We got our shield. It is currently mapped to the A button, so if you press select, you can open your gear menu. This fulfills a lot of the same functions as it did in the actual Game Boy Color game. However, you'll notice the map is also on this screen. You can map items to whatever button you want, and there is now 4 item buttons, which is a great change and one of the biggest things about the original game that people find annoying. And the other thing is screen scroll, which is also gone in this version. It is awesome, it works a lot like the remake, and in fact, you can scale this however you wish, even if you would like to see the entire map on your screen at once. You can also go all the way into 10, which is about as close as it was in the original version, I would say. I like about 8. I feel that's about the same as the remake's perspective. So I will kind of just stick with that for this Let's Play because I like it personally. And yeah, let's just kind of avoid these Octoroks and sea urchins and just go ahead and grab the sword. If you've played Link's Awakening, you know what's up. But yeah, I'll actually let the owl talk first. Hoot hoot, so you are the lad who owns the sword. Now I understand why the monsters are starting to act so violently. Courageous lad has come to wake the windfish. It is said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go to the mysterious forest. I will wait for you there. Hoot. And now we can properly begin the adventure. But yeah, I've been saying to quite a few of my friends for quite a long time at this point that I love some of the changes that Link's Awakening's remake makes on the Switch. I'll take out these levers as well, more new enemies. I love some of the changes, I don't like some of the others, and I basically said if I could play the original game with screen scroll and more item buttons, not that they bothered me that much to where I actually still preferred the original, then it would be the definitive version of the game. And what do you know? Here it is, it just randomly releases on the internet one day, and it is completely free to download, so we have no idea who made this still. They just upload it under the name Link's Awakening HD, which is probably smart, because this will probably get DMCA'd by Nintendo. But we'll drop into this well and get this first of 12 heart pieces, and as you can see, the lighting in here will look a little different from the original if you played it. It's a nice lighting effect. There's also like a screen shake if you get hit, which is pretty neat. Well, it seems that after you save, you will start at the last door you went through. I'm not really sure why that is, because I'm just a kid. Thanks, man. I heard that you can press select to look at the island map, but I don't understand what they mean by that. Now if we go in here, we can go into the library, which you might notice the much faster text speed in this. You can just kind of fly through text without any trouble. But yeah, like I said earlier, this is heavily based around mappings to an Xbox controller. So if you're playing on like a Switch Pro controller, then you would have, you know, B map to A, and then A map to B, and blah blah blah. And if you try to map it, then your A button would be the sword on the bottom still in the UI, so personally that kind of thing just throws me off whenever I'm playing games like this. No one's in Marin and Terran's house, so let's actually just go on up to the forest instead of touring Mabe Village for now. We'll take a tour of it once we have done our task for today. You might also notice that when you cut the leaves, there's a new effect. Hoot ho, brave lad, on your quest to wake the dreamer. Welcome to the mysterious wood. Much of mystery you will find on this enchanted Koholint island. I'm afraid you may find it a trifle difficult to leave the island while the windfish naps. By the by, have you ever visited the Tail Cave, which is south of the village? Go there with the key you find in this forest. The windfish is watching. Hoot. So yeah, we just gotta find a key. We can take out some moblins in the meantime. So, another thing I want to point out is there's actually a slower sword swing speed. Or I don't think the sword itself is slower, but there's a delay between when swings end and when they start again. This can make the game ever so slightly harder. Not by much, but just a little bit. It's just something worth pointing out. As a raccoon, my nose is very sensitive to stuff like dust and powder. That's cool. Hehe, oh, you're going to be lost thanks to me. But I want the chest right there. Yeah, screen will fade to white. In the actual game, that would just kind of be a screen transition, but since we don't have those, they had to do that. And you just kind of end up down there, and this is the same path, really. But if we go over this way, we can meet some other stuff. Take out these moblins, or really just walk past them. There's a great fairy fountain right here if you need it for healing, which is really helpful at this stage of the game, as, if you ask me, this is the hardest part of Link's Awakening, it's just the very beginning. I don't know I'm going this way, though. We don't need to go this way. So we're gonna go down here, and we're gonna go get something that we need to pick up. And meet Keese for the first time. So, if we get this chest, we can get 50 rupees, and this is going to be really helpful today, because there's a few things you can do with rupees before making your way over to the first dungeon, so might as well do it. Can't get that heart piece yet, so we'll just ignore it for now, and get the toadstool. Much like A Link to the Past, we can get a mushroom at the start of the game, and we're going to need this for magic powder, because that's the dust we're going to need for the raccoon. So we can go on ahead and take this to someone that might be able to conjure that up for us. Just have to push these out of the way. Yeah, it's super nice also just having this game in widescreen. That's probably my favorite part about it, and not just the remake, because obviously that does exist. I've always found the original game to feel a little smoother in terms of just Link's movement, because the remake slowed him down a little bit to where he essentially moves the same as he does in the DX version, but I guess what I'm trying to say is you would cover the same amount of ground in the same time frame, even though Link moves slower in the remake because of the screen transitions in the original, is basically the point I'm trying to make. So just stuff like that. It'll speed the game up, although there's still a prompt when you get the Guardian Acorn and the Piece of Power, which I'll cover when I find those, and you just saw me try to run into a rock and it played that prompt. It'd be nice if that was something you could toggle off as well. Pretty much anything I'm gonna say that I would want to see changed is a really minor nitpick, honestly. It doesn't change many things in the grand scheme of things, but, you know, it's just something that you would want to have as nice to have options for a PC port like this. Ah, it has the Sleepy Toadstool. It does. We'll mix it up something in a jiffy. We will. So yeah, we'll go ahead and talk to Syrup and get ourselves some magic powder, and we can just sprinkle this around to do different stuff. If we head outside, we can take a look at one. There's that Zora right there, but there's also this guy. I forgot their actual names, but if you spray some magic powder onto him, you can turn him into a Cuke Man and actually talk to him. But you don't want to hit him. Hey Mon. You know me, I like short names the best. It can display millions of polygons. I definitely need it as soon as possible. I have no idea why those are his dialogue lines. That's the only 4. They're so stupid. I don't understand it at all, but I think it's really funny. I'm glad stuff like that came over, but okay, yeah, so here's the Piece of Power. It works like it does before, except the prompt goes by faster, so it doesn't get in the way as much, I guess you could say. And, you know, a lot of people like to be able to turn off the music for it. So, it's just, you know, it's just one of those things that people kind of find annoying about the game. But now that we have the magic powder, and I don't want to forget to actually go back to the raccoon, because half the time I play this, I'll, like, get the magic powder and just walk right back to Mabe Village and be like, alright, yeah, time for the first dungeon. Oh, hey, look, it's Terran. Last thing I remember was biting into a big juicy toadstool. Then, I had the darndest dream. I was a raccoon. Yeah, sounds strange, but it sure was fun. I love how Terran is literally just Mario. You need a mushroom to make him normal again. He turns into a raccoon. He just looks like Mario. It's great. Now we can go ahead and get the tail key, which is what we're here for. Hoot, take the key and go to the tail cave. Retrieve the instrument that is hidden there. Go now, the windfish is waiting. Hoot. Hoot indeed, good sir. You can't really do anything up here unless you want to go fight a like, but I don't, so we're gonna go back down this way. But yeah, I was actually going to be doing a Let's Play of the remake right after Pikmin 3 finishes, which it's done if you're seeing this, but once it was done, I was going to put up a Link's Awakening Let's Play, and then this dropped, and I'm like, alright, time to can the entire thing and do this version, because I like this one. This is what I like. But yeah, now that we have the magic powder and the tail key, we can do a lot more. But really, we're just going to do a few things in Mabe Village first. So first, we're going to play the fishing minigame. We're not going to have to play this 10 times like we would in the remake, because we just need to get that fish under Link's feet. So it'd be really cool if you would have gone away, but okay. So you'll probably have to play this 3 times, and as you can see, the screen gets a lot smaller for this. But that's a-okay. Oh. There we go. Mash the A button, get them up here, and there you go. There's your piece of heart. And I profited 5 rupees, so I'm gonna leave. But yeah, that's the only heart pieces we can get before the first dungeon. There's a few things I want to point out. So while this is a pretty much, honestly, this is 99.9% an amazing recreation from what I've experienced so far. There's a few missing details I've noticed, such as if you put magic powder onto a mutt or a cuckoo, it doesn't instantly kill them. It doesn't do this in the remake, but it did do that in the DX versions and the Game Boy versions of the game. Yahoo, I'm fine, and you. So this is Miss Olryra. We're gonna need her a little bit throughout the game. If we go in here, we talk to Mr. Olryra. How to say? Please call outside. Seems that he is a shy guy in person. Ring, 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 click. Yes, it's the Bucket Mouse. Thanks for calling. Well, click. You must have dialed a wrong number. Still wonder who the Bucket Mouse is. But yeah, Olroiro will talk to you through these phone houses. And you can talk to him and he'll give you advice throughout the game if you need it and don't know where to go. The best part of these is this though. Wow, this is a nice chest. That's the best line in the game. And it doesn't carry over to the remake, so it's automatically the inferior version. If we go into here, we can play the trendy game and get the Yoshi doll, which we're going to need to kickstart the long trade sequence quest that happens in this game. So let's go ahead and play the trendy game the one time you really have to throughout the game to get this. As you can see, the camera can be a little weird in buildings like this. If you're playing even on 8 or just zoomed in a little more, then you can't really see the crane itself and you could only see the shadow. Still very playable, but you might have to change how zoomed in you are for that. I'm also going to go on ahead and get the first of the 26 secret seashells in the game. We're going to need these for an upgrade later on. I will go into the shop later. There's not really a reason to as of right now, so I'm just going to ignore it. When you're running out of hearts, you'd better enter a house or cave. Why? I have no idea. I'm just a kid. Thanks, kid. Then I would like to go up to this house here. And we can talk to Paul. Yep, those are my boys. I'm Paul. Pleased to meet you. I'll be lost in the hills later, so keep a lookout for me here. He's not kidding about that. He's just going to tell you that, hey, I'm going to be lost up in the hills. And he will. Oh, will you give that doll to my baby? Oh, thank you. You are indeed a generous person. I will give you this in return. There we go. There's the bow. So we can already do a few steps of this trade sequence now. We could talk to Marin right there. I'll probably do that a little bit later. But for now, here's Bow Wow. We love Bow Wow. Bow Wow's cute. I have noticed... Okay, I guess he is going to attack me. He wasn't really going after me when I was playing this yesterday, I feel like. I was wondering if they just didn't put that in. Makeup, jewels, dresses, I want it all. And some new accessories would be nice. Oh, that's ribbon. I need it. Will you trade for my dog food? Why not? There we go. So we got some dog food from Chow Chow, and we can talk to Madam Meow Meow if we want to. My Bow Wow is so proud of his fine fur coat. You gotta love Madam Meow Meow. Although, I hate to alarm her, but Bow Wow is a chain chomp, and I don't think chain chomps have fur. At least not from what I've seen. But that's pretty much all of Mabe Village for the time being. Although, I think if we went to Marin and Terran's house again, we could see Terran sleeping. So I'm going to head back down here to the Trombo Shores for now. This is not where the first dungeon is. That is the first dungeon up there in the top right. But we can actually come down here to do the next step of the trade sequence. What's that you have? It's canned food. For heaven's sake, man, give that food to me, please. He's hysterical. What do you do? And there you go. Give it to me, man. Munch munch, that was great. I know it's not a fair trade, but here's some bananas. Yum. There we go. We now have some bananas, and that's really all we can do for the trade sequence up until right before the third dungeon. So it's good to just kind of get that out of the way at this point. And ow, stupid Octoroks. Magic powder is not really going to be used for anything for a little bit as well. Not until the second dungeon, I believe. So we really just need the sword and the shield for this first dungeon, and you can't have any more than 3 hearts, so just be ready. This is I was blocking. Come on, give me a heart or something. And can I just take the time to acknowledge how awesome the music in this game is? I love the overworld theme in this game. It's always just stuck in my head. I love it. But yeah, let's go on ahead and put this key in. We can open up the first dungeon, the Tail Cave, which I'm going to leave for next time. But something I do want to show real quick before I end this is there is an autosave feature if you want to use that. I'm actually going to turn that off for this Let's Play. That's probably a good idea, because sometimes things go wrong, or I have to get up in the middle of a part, and then I have to re-record it. But You can easily save the game. In the original, you'd have to press start, select A and B all at the same time. You can easily save the game just by returning to the main menu, and the game will save. As for what this number is next to your name, I have no idea. So, but yeah, as you can see, we're right here at the first dungeon, and we'll do that next time. So I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.